guys. I'm going to say something that might sound controversial, especially with the internet melting down right now with the recent Royal Rumble and this past Monday Night Raw with this promo. But it's the most honest take I have about this when it comes to this match and when it comes to WrestleMania in general. I genuinely do not care who walks out of WrestleMania 42 as champion when it comes to this match. I don't care if it's Roman. I don't care if it's Punk. I don't even care if Finn Bálor somehow manages to politic his way into the main event. What I care about is whether WWE actually earns the attention from fans for the next 2 months. Because right now, this dream match setup feels like they're about to sleepwalk through the biggest payday of the year. And that right there is a problem. So, welcome back to the T-Drop. Strong brew, no soft behavior, especially for those people that say crying things on the internet. So today, we got some big updates about the WrestleMania 42 main event picture. If you watched the Rumble last week, you know the deal. Roman Reigns wins the Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns points to the sign, the fireworks go off. We all knew it was coming. It's official. Roman versus CM Punk in Las Vegas, April 18th. It's locked. But then Monday Night Raw happens and suddenly we aren't talking about Roman. We are not even looking at Roman if we were CM Punk. We were talking about Finn Bálor. Finn, if you guys didn't see past Monday Night Raws, Finn attacks 2 Monday Night Raws ago. Punk calls out Finn last Monday Night Raw, and now the dirt sheets on the internet are saying Finn is the guy for the Elimination Chamber in Chicago. So let's get to it. Is Finn just a filler episode to kill time, or is WWE actually panicking about the main event? Because the way they are booking this, it raises more questions than answers. So let's get to the core issue. On paper, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk works. The history is there. The Heyman guy connection, the ego, it writes itself. Design philosophy-wise, WWE's mindset here is simple. We have 2 of the biggest stars in the history of the industry. We put them on the poster. We sell out Las Vegas. We go home happy. Now, in terms of the fans, and this is here's the reality for us watching every week, WWE has a really bad habit of assuming that history alone between 2 players is enough to carry a 3-month storyline. It's not. We are sitting here in February, right now, as we speak. WrestleMania is in April. That is a long time to fill with just stare downs and pointing at signs. I don't need a swerve just for the sake of a swerve. I don't need artificial drama, but what I'm seeing right now looks like coasting. Yeah, they think because Roman won the Rumble, the work is done. They think because Punk is Punk, the promos will save bad booking. But if the next 8 weeks are just them waiting for the bell to ring in Vegas, holy shit, that is going to be a long drag this next couple weeks. And this brings us to the design philosophy versus the fan experience gap. Yes, about 10 weeks till Mania. They want to rely on nostalgia. We want consequences. They want to protect the match. We want to feel like the match might not even happen because the heat is so high and because they know they have to fill time. Suddenly, there's Finn Bálor. So now we're talking about Finn Bálor. Here's where people are getting confused. Let me break this down. Finn Bálor didn't just randomly trip and fall into the main event scene. This was calculated. Let's take a look at the facts. Bálor interfered in AJ Styles' final Raw match, which was about 2 weeks ago. Fat crap on AJ's face right there, because they had a potential good match, and then they allow Finn Bálor to interfere, ruining the last Raw match for AJ Styles. Punk immediately on the following Raw shifts focus on from Roman to the guy who he's supposed to fight in Mania to Finn. Punk threatens Finn on the mic. Then we might be seeing Elimination Chambers, and being that it's in Chicago, Punk's hometown, maybe we're going to be seeing a match between these 2. Now, what are we seeing here? It's pretty obvious. They need a credible distraction because chances are Roman Reigns is not going to show up in every Monday Night Raw from now till WrestleMania. And like Chef Mako said, it's 10 weeks till Mania. They need someone who looks like a threat, someone who can work a 20-minute banger with Punk in Chicago, and someone who can take the loss without crying about it. Finn is the perfect mechanic for this. But here's the indifference kicking in by fans. Do we think that Finn Balor is actually beating CM Punk in Chicago? Obviously not. Do we think WWE has the balls to pivot Roman Reigns to face Finn Balor instead? Also obviously not. So they're just salty because they have to fill in time, and they're using Finn as the sacrificial lamb at this point. It feels like stalling, and fans are smart. The IWC fans can be smart at times. They can smell it. We know when you're just trying to get to the next commercial break or the next big pillar, which is WrestleMania. If Finn is just there to eat a pin, so Punk looks strong when towards his road towards Roman, that's a waste on Finn Balor. And frankly, it's a waste of the Elimination Chamber match. You're telling me their philosophy about this is to keep Punk busy? Holy crap, lazy. This is lazy. If you're going to put Finn in this spot, make me believe he can win. Make me believe there's actual and not animosity between these two. Don't just give me a match because the calendar says it's February. Now, there are rumors out there, and obviously when it comes to rumors, take it with a grain of salt. There are rumors out there, if you've seen on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, there's a triple threat theory between these three men at WrestleMania. People are saying, oh my gosh, maybe they add Finn to the WrestleMania match. Maybe it's Reigns versus Punk versus Balor. Stop. Just stop. This is them doing the Daniel Bryan path argument from WrestleMania 30. Oh, remember 2014? Remember the miracle on Bourbon Street? Remember the Yes movement, the chants, the takeover Raw? Finn Balor right now is not Daniel Bryan in 2014. Nowhere close to it. Sure, WWE could do a triple threat. They did it last year. They did it, I think, at least twice. It protects Punk if he's not 100%. It means Roman doesn't have to take the pin. It's safe math. But for us, a triple threat here doesn't elevate the story. It dilutes it if it's not done properly. Roman versus Punk is obviously set as a match about legacy. It's about two massive egos who have never really settled the score on this stage. Pure cinema at this point between those two. Adding Finn Balor to that dynamic, it turns it from a personal blood feud between these two into just a math equation at this point. It becomes about spot fests and breakup pins and viral moments on Instagram, Twitch, YouTube. That's all it becomes at this point. It's not meaningful. I don't honestly want to see Finn play third wheel in a story that isn't even his at this point. And I don't think many would want it either, to be honest. Now, if they pull the trigger on a triple threat just because they don't trust a Roman and Punk match to deliver a classic one-on-one World Heavyweight Championship match, that is taking a massive L on the biggest stage of the year. So what should you do? If I don't care who wins the title, what do I care about? I care about, in my end, two logical storytelling. At least for WWE, I do care about logical storytelling. There's a way better story for Finn Balor right now, and it has nothing to do with the World Heavyweight Championship. WWE keeps Judgment Day together to sell merch. That's the business model. But imagine this. Finn gets consumed by his obsession with Punk. He ignores the Judgment Day. He ignores Dom. He ignores Liv. He ignores everyone. JD. He loses at Elimination Chamber in Chicago. Say if that match is set up, he loses the match. And then the snap. Something happens. The better story is maybe Judgment Day realizing Finn is a liability because of his mental state between the whole thing with CM Punk. Maybe the better story then becomes, is Dirty Dom finally sticking the knife in Finn's back? That is heat right there. That is a potential WrestleMania match that you would want to see if built properly. And it will feel earned. Shoving him into the Roman and Punk story or match just to have a third body, that feels forced. So look, we are on the road to WrestleMania 42. The main event is set. Roman, Punk, Vegas. I mean, I'm just a Mark at this point, but if you want to hear a Mark's opinion, don't overthink it. And don't waste our time with fake stakes. If Finn is the guy for February, fine. Make it violent, make it personal between those two just to end it. But let the main event be the main event for WrestleMania. I don't care if Roman wins, I don't care if Punk wins. Just don't make me sit through 2 months of filler to get there. Get Roman. Figure out a way for Roman and CM Punk to continue this dialogue that they started this past Monday night, to continue the momentum and make it a match that you want to see. Otherwise, it's just another match. Okay, it's with Roman and CM Punk. All right. Why do we need the belt? We honestly don't need the belt for this match. We don't need the belt. This is also the belt that Roman said years ago they needed to make it because I kept winning with the other belt.
Brother Seth Rollins, he said he's got the title. So I had to think about it. I'm like, didn't I beat everybody competing for that title? We call that the loser bracket title.
The fact that he's going for the consolation prize belt is wild, and it's only because, I guess, the heated rivalry between these two. But then did we really need the belt? This is more about the rivalry, not the belt at this point. But anyway, what do you guys think? Is Finn getting added to the match at WrestleMania 42, or he is just the appetizer for Chicago at Elimination Chamber? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you on the next video.